Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first study abroad journey vlog. Starting off strong with flight delays. The very first thing I saw when I arrived to the Indianapolis airport was that my flight to Chicago had been delayed, so much so that I would be missing my connection from Chicago to Brussels. So they put me on a different airline flight to Chicago, which was American Airlines, and then that flight got delayed so much so as well, so they put me back on the United flight. However, I had checked my luggage through American, so I had to go back and forth between counters, but eventually we got it figured out and my luggage arrived on the United flight and I flew on to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. The local time is 6:35.
We arrived safely in Chicago and I made my way down to my new connecting flights gate, Frankfurt, Germany. They put me on this flight due to the flight delays to Chicago. I was no longer able to make the Brussels flight, so I now would have a 6-hour layover in Frankfurt and catch a later flight on to Marseille, France. On my way to Frankfurt, we had a beautiful view of the sunset. They served dinner and breakfast and had some great entertainment, and I also didn't have anybody in the seat right next to me, so it was so nice to be able to spread out and relax. Once we arrived in Frankfurt, I had a 6-hour layover, so I brushed my teeth, grabbed a bite to eat, and then tried to spend most of my time getting some sleep because I did not sleep much on the plane ride over. When boarding the flight to Marseille, I ran into a girl that was in the same boat as me going to Lacoste and missed her connecting flight, so I was not alone. When we got to baggage claim in Marseille, we realized that my luggage was lost, and so I had to fill out a claim and they would be sending it to Lacoste a few days later. We were the last of students to arrive due to the delays and missed connections, so we were so grateful for the SCAD staff that waited around for us at the Marseille airport and drove us back in the van since we had missed the bus transportation opportunity. When we got to Lacoste, we had some dinner, went to our rooms, then opened our welcome goodies from SCAD. The next morning, Maddie and I walked around inside of Maison Basse, which is the building we were living in. There were so many cool features. It has all these different common areas, a kitchen, study spaces, classrooms, obviously the rooms we stayed in, the outdoor pool, and so many more fascinating elements. It is located in the valley, so you'll see us hiking up to the upper village for some breakfast at Cafe Beauregard.
Okay guys, they're out of water up here. This is like strawberry water, so we have bottled water. Does the job. Yes, breakfast was good. You think it was good?
After breakfast, we went on a little excursion to a market in a village about 20 minutes away from Lacoste called Apt. It was beautiful, even with the gloomy weather. There was a lot of fresh produce, flowers, cute shops, boutiques, bakeries, restaurants, and more. I was wearing my same sweatshirt, you might notice, because my luggage again was lost, but was nonetheless grateful that I had something warm to wear. We saw so many cute dogs in the village, it made me homesick for mine at home. The thing that caught Maddie and I's eye and taste buds the most was the olive stand on the street. The olives were so fresh and delicious.
Our first French baguette. Our baguette is secured.
Then we decided to walk around a little art gallery.
We're gonna try our baguette together.
Try on.
It's so good. I think these are the ones.
I think so too.
100%.
I think they're my look.
Ooh, yours look good. How is it?
Y'all, the hot chocolate in France is just different and so wonderful. After the market, we went back to Lacoste for some lunch, then hiked down the hill for nap time. However, it was a quick nap because then we went back up for a little orientation. Following that, we went right back down so that we could rest a little bit longer. The views of Lacoste are absolutely stunning, and I was just so grateful to be there. This is the view right outside the cafe you get when you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The food is absolutely delicious in my opinion. The chefs are so kind and so good to us.
We have apple pie. We put like this cream in the bottom.
After dinner, we walked to the top of the village to see the chateau lit up at night. One of the SCAD Lacoste directors took us up there and gave us a little bit of some history and some insight of the place. Then we hiked back down. The next day was a bit of a tour / orientation for us students, so we walked up to the art history classroom. This is the view from outside the classroom, and we would study on those little tables you saw as well. Everywhere you go in Lacoste, there is always detail in the architecture to be found. So inside this room is where I had my Art History 240 Treasures of Provence class, which I absolutely loved, and it was so fun just to have class in this building and sit on those little pillows and enjoy the views. I took 2 classes during my time in Lacoste, which is most common because they want you to take advantage of the experiences and travel that you can while you're there. So in addition to that art history class, I took Film 337, directing the documentary, which the classroom for it is shown here, and some members of the class there. These classrooms are down at Maison Basse, and this one is one of the painting / fiber / drawing classrooms. I really enjoyed studying in this classroom due to the skylight, and it was just 1 floor down from Maddie and I's room.
Guys, an exciting arrival has come. My bag! It's here! In all her beauty. Now I don't have to wear the same sweatshirt every day. And shoes! Woohoo!
That Sunday was Easter Sunday, so after my nap I made sure to tune in to my home church service online. That evening we had a residence hall meeting for Maison Basse just to go over rules.
Oh!
I planned my outfit for the next day, opened an Easter card from my parents, and went to sleep.
Hey vlog. It's very dark and you can't see this. I've been up for at this point, I think it was 3:30 I woke up. It's 4:57 right now. Our bodies are just off. And then Maddie woke up. She was like, I can't sleep. And I was like, I didn't know you were awake too. So
I heard you were awake breathing, and I was like,
my awake breathing. Just an update that the sleep schedule is off. You're welcome. Good night. Let's hope. This is my first day of school outfit. I'm wearing these shoes, little sneakers.
The next morning we woke up around 7 so that we could get ready and then hike up the hill for breakfast at 8 and then go to our art history class at 9, and that way we'd have enough time to do all the hiking needed in between. Here in Lacoste we have physical keys for the doors, so we have to lock it every time we go out. Maddie and I had the same exact class schedule, so on Monday, Wednesday, we had our classes, no class Tuesday, Thursday, which was so nice and easy for traveling. We had our art history class from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., then lunch, then our film class from 1 to 4 p.m. Classes are 3 hours in Lacoste due to the quarter only being 8 weeks instead of 10 weeks like normal.
Officially made the hike. Oh my gosh, my hair's gone. Dang, it looked so cute 5 minutes ago.
I always looked forward to breakfast, of course after the hike because it gets your appetite going, but especially because the food is always fresh and delicious.
So we have ham and eggs, fruit, and a croissant, and fresh squeezed orange juice. They make it here.
I have a chocolate croissant, ham and cheese, eggs, and apple sauce.
When we finished eating our breakfast, we hung out and chatted with a few other students before walking on up to the art history classroom at the top of the hill. The village is just stunning. I mean, look at all of this architecture and the stone and the views. The views are insane. I was just taken back and in awe every single time. We had a lecture for the first half of class inside the classroom, and then a break where we could go outside or do whatever we please, and then we met up in the library for the second half of class to work on a poster design and read through some textbooks to put together what we needed for the class material. When 12 p.m. rolled around, we were released from class and made our way down to Café Beauregard. Meals are special in Lacoste, especially because everyone has them at the same time. Your professors, all majors, all students, and so you get to connect with different people. When we finished eating, we hiked on down the path to Maison Basse to grab our things and then walk on over to the classroom for our film class. I loved this class setup where we'd come in, take off our shoes, and then gather around the conference table to share different ideas, and it just made it really nice for discussions. After class, Maddie and I were very tired, so we went and took a nap.
We are finally back in bed. Fam, we just took a good nap. 2 hours. 2 hours. We missed 3 hours last night, or at least I did, so I had to make them up.
We woke up just in time for dinner, so we hiked up to Café Beauregard, then back down to Maison Basse for the evening. Maddie and I's sleep schedules were still pretty off, so I decided to do some Just Dance, and then we went down to the kitchen for a little late night snack.
What do you rate it? 4. I'm having teas and orange juice. Maddie's having toast and orange juice.
The next morning we slept in pretty late, so lunch was our first meal of the day. Then I hiked up to the upper village to find a spot to hang out, study, and call my parents. After exploring through the village a bit, I landed on this balcony to hang out for the afternoon. It was great to take in some sunshine and the gorgeous views before going down to the library to look at some books for class and plug in my computer. The next day, our art history lecture was about Maison Basse, so we actually ended up hiking down there together. Then we had our film class and meals for the day. That Friday was the start of the Animation Fest weekend, where they hosted different animators, directors to host panels and showings at SCAD Lacoste.
Proudly presents yes! Yes!
All the way.
Don't believe me? Ask the dishes. You can guest after all. Jesus Christ. You'll be our guest. We are guests. Of course!
Where to go? We're sailing alone, dreaming.
Hannah B and I had such a great time doing some celebratory karaoke at the Animation Fest. Here is an overall reel of the events I attended.
When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile.
Hi you guys, happy Sunday. I just finished my homework with this view. Come on. Are you kidding?
After some homework time that day, Maddie and I took our cameras down by the cherry tree fields as the trees were in this gorgeous blossom. So here are some of the clips and pictures I took with my camera and edited after. After some fun creative time, we had some dinner, then settled into Maison Basse for the night.
We want to watch a movie, so we're moving our beds to the wall so that we can put an iPad there or a computer there so we can watch together.
We ended up watching Mamma Mia, then put our beds back into place and went to sleep. This concludes the end of this vlog. I will see you next time for the next study abroad journey to Paris.